Good afternoon. Welcome to the next session. Don't Do It Like Joe, all about family, friends, football, and finance. Today, I want to share with you what I have learned in 2022 on the finance side. On the finance side, we have learned that not even a blue chip share, and I'm talking here about a Swiss bank, a fantastic Swiss bank in the past, who has, I think, a market capital of 800 billion, if I'm not, yeah, 800 billion. And one of the two leading banks here in Switzerland, it's Credit Suisse, where shareholders have lost approximately 70% of their capital within a year. So that's a fact, right? You go to Google, you type in Credit Suisse share price, and then you will see. Yeah. So if you now, so that's one thing, and talking just in comparison, when people go into a value like that, like Credit Suisse, they expect maybe a little bit up, a little bit down. But as the whole world is invested in Credit Suisse, yeah, or especially even pension funds in Switzerland or all over the place, uh, I don't think anyone could have even imagined a drop in share price of 70%. Considered blue chip and considered what more values for me. It's a bank. So when a bank itself loses already 70% of the value, but the they are considered themselves the professional in investing. But they must have done something not so perfect, because people give a bank, in this case Credit Suisse, the money, and please do. But they themselves, as a unit, as an enterprise, losing 70% of the value within a year. No, no, no words for that. Yeah. Like if we talk, and that happened to me once, I was recommended from bank management once to buy a certain IPO in cryptos. It was in the beginning, and well, the company was called Lake Diamond. And of course, when you get something like this, you calculate in, when you go into that, a loss of 100%, or when it works out, then you triple, you whatever, make in return with your investment. So in this case, of course, you go in with a proper risk management. You take a small fraction or a small portion of your capital, whereas in Credit Suisse, some people went in with a big portion of capital, considering is a blue chip. And in addition, you are dealing with a bank itself who know what they're doing. They should know what they're doing. And in addition, also a small dividend. So we can't compare the two. But like in this case, you see how these investors feel in Credit Suisse. They feel like, hey, in 1 year you blow up 70+% of your share value. What's going on? You are the ones actually who you should know how to invest. So now that's a story, and that's what I have learned. It doesn't matter what, you have to be prepared for the worst or the unexpected. Number one. So number two, if you are an investor at Credit Suisse, and we are living in times like now, and you impress publicly that you are really unhappy with what is going on there, that you lost a fortune, and there's no way, it's a like in German they say a Fass ohne Boden. It's not known yet how deep it can fall. No turnaround possibilities. Maybe yes, maybe no. Intransparency, court cases all over the place, and then. So, if as a private individual, or as a journalist, or as a public figure, you criticize this bank in this case, you even have the risk of being attacked by saying too much wrong against the bank. But it's pretty obvious, when a bank itself loses so much value, how you want to say it publicly then? You would say, yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, they are also humans, like you can't do that, is like the only thing what you can say is actually, I'm not happy. And some say I'm not happy at all. And some, they impress it even harder. And I think when somebody loses 70, 80, 70% plus with an asset like a bank, who normally know how to deal with money, I think they have a good reason to be unhappy, and they shouldn't be attacked for saying publicly something negative. They should actually be helped that the share price goes up again. So that's what I have learned this year. It has never been to this extent before. Now, in football, what we have learned is in the World Cup that football still brings worldwide the people together, and we had such a peaceful World Cup. We have family there living in Qatar, and it was just a brilliant event. Yeah, and all these voices from before, discrimination, human rights thing. Well, we have in all parts of the world, we have different types of discrimination. In this case, of course, it's very unfortunate because against a certain group mainly, and then the exploitation, we had them in all over the place, and but politics and football to mix, is not a good intent. The sport should actually have this value of getting people together, getting people passionate, excited, and celebrate together and get together, because you can also, through getting together, you can also solve problems again, at least speak about these things. And here I must agree a little bit with Uli Hoeneß, as I don't often agree with him anymore. But here he is right. When you close the door, how you want to speak and reach something, it will not change anything. So, voila. What I've learned is also that the final actually had the two Manchester United defenders in there, Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. And looking at it, they didn't play the full final, but the top tournament. And in that, when you look at the two types of defenders, complete different. One is a tall guy, a bit of a gentleman-like, and the other one is a small guy, 175, I think, Lisandro Martinez. And he's one of the world best central defenders, which the last one, I think, was Fabio Cannavaro of this height. But on yesterday, I saw also Luke Shaw, day before yesterday, playing Luke Shaw, this position as a centre-back. Actually, he plays normally the left side, and he did also a brilliant job. So my learning out of this is centre-backs just need to know how to play football. The rest, the physics, you can make them up. Otherwise, Lisandro Martinez would not play for a world champion in the center defense. That's to this topic. Now, family and friends, I had a personal invitation this week to visit the UN here in Geneva. A wonderful refresh. I've been there several times, but it's always nice again to walk through the buildings, to these massive meeting rooms, and where all the nations come together with the signs of the nation. And of course, 6 official languages has the UN. There's English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese, French. I don't know what the other one is, but it's not German. The Germans, they are still banned since the Second World War. After the UN then was established, they didn't want to put German as an official language, which I think after 80 years or something, there should also be, hey, come on. Germany is not that bad anymore, it's 80 years ago. Let's put it as a German language. It's not a big deal, right? So my personal opinion, not that I love to speak German, but it's simply a language which is in Europe quite also widely used, and why not picking it up from 6 to 7 languages is no harm. Otherwise, the purpose of the UN is definitely a good one. After the Second World War, they came together and said, we want to prevent, or we want to work that this never happened again. We want a peaceful society. And as we know now, a couple of decades afterwards, some moves maybe worked out well, but not much has changed. We have even now, we had wars all over again, Vietnam and Afghanistan and Iraq, and the United Nations couldn't stop that. And in addition, also, we have now a war here in Europe next door, and also couldn't be stopped, where you think that should have been an easy peace, when you have a United Nations organizations. I don't criticize, I'm just saying, and then, and then wonderful part of Christmas is families getting together, and apart from the nice presents and seeing them and having a good time, coincidentally we came about a topic which is called pancakes. One of our nieces, she is just brilliant in making pancakes, and then our son joined in, so we had one evening, very simple, organized, and we had nothing on the table except a staple of pancakes and then different toppings, and I just can recommend this to any family, get a wok or something, make the pancakes, sit together, and it's really a fantastic atmosphere meal, and you can take as much as you feel like, there's no, a pancake is a pancake. Well, now to more serious stuff. We have on the 3rd of January a webinar scheduled, and we expect 74,000 people. 74,000 people will be around us, and the webinar is hosted out of the legendary Old Trafford Stadium. Yes, Manchester United, is very popular in our family. We have some supporters in the family, and extended family and also friends. So Manchester United, we are watching the match against Bournemouth, and the webinar will not be cancelled. It will be held just before the match, and hopefully I can also share some cool pictures with you and video clips. So stay tuned, and if you have not registered yet for the next webinar, go to the website www.don'tdoitLikeJoe and book Joe now. Press book Joe now and select the webinar you would like to register for. So thank you very much for this 150 subscribers already to our new YouTube channel. It's growing. And also thanks for the occasional likes, and we appreciate if you continue like that, because it increases our visibility for 2023. That is definitely the goal, to increase our visibility massively, that also our voices are heard. We're working currently with 3 partners on the precious metal side with Gold Avenue from Geneva, on the live settlement side with Fidelity Investments, and with the OTC products, Forex and CFDs cryptos, with Global Prime from Australia. And the partners, of course, will always be reevaluated, and new ones will come, and we have them as guest speakers. And I promise you, if you have not joined any of our webinars, do it as a good start in the new year 2023, because being myself on both sides of the table, being an investor and worked for over a decade in banks and over 2 decades for broker or banks or financial institutes, so I know the 2 sides of the table, and I'm very happy to share a few important things with you. So I wish you and your family a wonderful year finish and a splendid 2023. Thanks for all your support. Bye-bye.